Yo, what's going on, y'all? And welcome back to another Stormative stream. Another Stormative stream. Alright, let's start it over. No, I'm just kidding, whatever. But yeah, welcome back, guys. So, we're continuing with Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc, and, similar to before the first class trial, I left off right in front of the, my glasses are fogging up like crazy. It was my dream of having the windows open in vain due to the humidity. Random side note, but anyway, yeah, so last time I stayed right before the second class trial, so we had gathered our evidence and stand in front of the door, and Chihiro was suspended in the locker room and all that. People don't remember where we were or something, but yeah, now we have to go in this door and engage in the next part of the game, which is a class trial to figure out who is the one. And this, I feel like this is the first like impactful class trial, because the one in the very beginning, it's like we didn't have long enough to really get to know Leon Kawada that well, aka 11037, but this one doesn't, spoiler alert, this one doesn't have a 11037. It's a little more, I don't know, dramatic, narrative, story-ish, and yeah, we're just gonna do it, so. Alright, and then move forward. But yeah, let's jump into this thing. Ahem, so is everyone ready to, what? Am I blind or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here. And Toko is... You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please. Just like he said, a few minutes later, he reappeared, dragging Toko behind him. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe you would drag a girl around. Terrible! You're terrible! So now everyone's here, right? Okay then, hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? It's time to find out who killed Chihiro. Chihiro Fujisaki. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. It's crazy. And that murderer is one of us. Someone standing right here. Alright, what say all of you? I gave you plenty to work with. Show us how far your logic can take you. Alright. I guess I wasn't much help at all this one. Whatever, swimmer girl. There's something odd about Toko's behavior. I do not think mere shock is enough to explain it. Yeah, she's kind of a weird one.
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up?
Very sad.
Miss Fujisaki, I must admit, for being 3D, she was quite remarkable. Of course, just the idea of 3D makes me cringe. Imagine living in a 3D world, in a 3D human body. Cringe. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails, right, bro?
Shall we go?
Shall we begin? Yeah, she's always ready to go.
Well then.
I will uncover the villain who performed such heinous acts on a weaker individual. Yes, we shall. You ready? We doing this? Yeah, we doing this. I'm gonna maybe stream Town of Salem too. I might after this, depending how much energy I have left, but these are usually pretty long. Pretty big part of the game, so it makes sense. We have no choice, right? We have to do this. Yes. I gave a small nod in reply. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. With each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. As soon as everyone was on, the elevator began to descend. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions, couldn't stop speculating. The steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. And as we went deeper, our hearts plunged deeper into despair. As we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation. Until finally, I feel like Celeste's hair on the top right looks kind of blue in that picture. Came to a sudden stop. What do you think? I redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with. Good. You're rip-raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all. You can't even hate, dog.
Well?
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
Grills, chills, kills!
Yeah, that's a classic one. Everyone, please find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly what the heck, don't auto-click. A deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. I was just trying to double check OBS, jeez man. But yeah, there's like 13 people left, and wait, how many people's on there? Oh yeah, we got 13 people on the shirt too. Yeah, I didn't even try that, but sometimes I'll be like that. Alright, so let's do this thing. Alright. Yeah, so
With a basic explanation
these
of the
are
class trial.
voice lines. I don't have to read them all.
Your votes will determine the results.
Oh, you don't say.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Okay, we're gonna just get to it.
Then.
Yeah. There we go.
So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. A dumbbell. Locker room dumbbell. Did you stay hydrated today? Oh yeah, definitely. Meow, meow, meow.
Killer used a blunt instrument, but what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Yeah, also, and glad you made it to the stream, Empress Fordola. Hope you're doing well. Oh shoot. Yeah, I had to stay really hydrated today because I was totally balling today. Like I worked some overtime this morning and then went for a long bike ride. Oh shoot, I gotta remember the controls for this.
According to the Monokuma file, The killer used
Yeah, so it was a nice busy hydration day.
instrument could it have been?
This kind. No! Okay, so I have to wait till the psychic guy says the thing. Hold on, I have to tear this down a little
According
bit.
to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument,
But yeah, you guys had a pretty exciting time at this
What
game
instrument could it have been?
because
I bet it was an iron puck.
we're starting the second class trial. There we go, okay.
What's wrong?
Alright, we passed the first mission or whatever.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
Yes.
It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
How could you?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
Oh shit, he's calling them out right at the beginning.
What? For real?
For real, dude? You're just gonna end the class trial? And haven't even streamed for 12 minutes yet?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Oh yeah, I forgot he's so obsessed with that. Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro? A new element has been added. Sure. Lines of white noise will appear to... I think I would kind of remember doing this. So it's basically like stuff in your way you have to shoot. This one of those scrolling through picture games. This is one of those visual novel games. Yeah, you scroll through a lot of dialogue.
Culprit is Genocide Jack.
Oh yeah, I remember those now. But yeah, so it's really dialogue heavy and stuff. Oh yeah, it's really awesome.
I'm sure. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
So many
What
words.
makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No proof for
so,
it.
speaking of Genocide
Yeah, it's
Jack,
probably that.
I don't know who that is!
Visual novel's what I meant, yes. Yeah, so it's pretty much one of those, and
The culprit is
yeah, like I'm a
Genocide Jack.
huge
Sure.
there we go. I'm a huge fan of this Danganronpa trilogy, so I knew I would want to stream it at some point.
Well, I mean, come on!
I'm starting out with the very
There's
first
just
one.
no proof for it.
But yeah, while I was traveling like a couple weeks ago, I had sort of a revelation or a reintroduction to the idea of streaming visual novels.
Might know one reason he could be involved.
And like since I've like read so many books and played a lot of video games, I love this fusion, and I have a tattoo of a character from Danganronpa 2, which is my favorite one. So yeah, I'm glad you can check out some of this game because it is, for me, a totally masterpiece, all three of them.
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
Yeah, I know,
The
right?
why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case.
Tell him, Togami.
The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes. Of course.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. This one.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it?
Well, only high-level police officials and all the people who read the file that was in the library, right? Like before this happened.
There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
One of us. One of us.
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What the heck are you talking about, son?
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
How can Genocide Jack be a girl?
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has like bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle. Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
Bro, why is this game so complicated? Bro, I don't even know what's going on, man. Does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko... What does it mean? What is the meaning of this? Oh, so we need to spell a word. Oh, I guessed right. C-S-C-H-I... Oh. Okay, then. That is sort of a strange word to solve for, but...
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. You mean that part where she, like, had a completely different expression and was talking with a completely different tone of voice?
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
I'm fine. Kya ha 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 ha. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey! Are you dead? Kya ha 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 ha. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. The world has a front and a back, a top ending and a bottom, a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Yes, indeed.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
I won't let Genocide Jack have control. So this is where we kind of learn what she meant back at that point, in case it wasn't obvious then. I refrained from revealing any spoilers, to the best of my knowledge. I'll drive out the killer, drive out the murderous fiend.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
This guy is so, like, cold-hearted and... man, he's really one of my favorite characters. Like, how could you say that? What he's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No, what she wants to know is, how could you tell them? How could you tell them my deepest, darkest secret? I thought it was only written down on that piece of paper. That was the motive during this chapter. Motive reference.
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange
Yeah, exactly. I knew
conversation.
they were going to start talking about the motive.
She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
Is it though? Yeah, I'm not really sure, bro.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
I'm sorry, I couldn't keep our promise. But don't worry, never again. I won't let Genocide Jack have control ever again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Bruh.
That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that. But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
Damn, son.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
What the heck does that mean?
The person you don't mean.
Hifumi, it's like, why the heck do I have to stand next to this girl? Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. I didn't know it was during a class trial that this happens. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second... Yeah, in case you guys can't tell, this game, some kind of warning about some weird, potentially disturbing content thing, part of the stream. You're welcome.
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
No.
What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
What the fuck is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Hey, mate, come on, aren't you gonna turn a blind eye to her faults? Hippie guy.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
No, they don't.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the Murderous Fiend Genocide Jack. This is such a shocking and compelling visual novel. Oh wait, no, we're not supposed to break the fourth wall, not in this game. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you, I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
Damn, I guess the game just ends right here too. And here I thought there was like 6 chapters for some reason.
Just kidding!
Got baited.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
What the heck are you talking about?
I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
What the heck?
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Say what?
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah, I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but there's something still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. List clamp, status of dead body, disappearing stain. I'm guessing it's the status.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
What was it again?
But do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
Genocide Jack really the killer? I feel like something doesn't match up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
Oh my god, I forgot to freaking shoot the other words.
Give it up. You killed her.
Sorry, but
You say that.
And then this one for just slowing down time.
When you compare your past murders to this, the modus operandi matches completely.
Go, go, go. There we go.
No, it's wrong.
Alright, we chose the right one. GG.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Come on, don't be mean to the hippie psychic stoner guy.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee. This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
One clear difference between the murders. This one.
I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended.
I got it!
Nice.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
It looks like Luffy from One Piece when he's about to transform into Gear 5 and he like bites his thumb and it blows up like a balloon.
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky crazy about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's 2 differences, but he's wrong.
Wait, what?
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
Wow, I forgot that was a thing.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get banned from Twitch and YouTube. Let's see. There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was her friend, and we're all friends here. Nobody would try to kill anyone to escape from here.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Bunch of guy names and then a bunch more. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Alright, can we just like give her less lines or something, bro, or something
I
like.
can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
Yeah, the hell is wrong with you? Exactly. We really needed that at this part. Thank you for the contribution, Mondo Owada.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the multi side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
Fan madam. That makes me think of like Maidenless or
So
something.
since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lolly Kurt!
Lowly? Kurt?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Yes, indeed.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Oh man.
She's fully equipped! That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong, you can you gutter dogs, all of you! Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot! So rope's totally out of the question anyway!
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. There is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. Is it the guy who read every single file in the library, including the Genocide Jack file?
Here's my answer.
Byakuya.
Byakuya. It's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
Damn, Byakuya, you're really that messed up, dude.
Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Seriously? No comment?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious. It seems nobody's searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But you didn't know that before we walked in there. What the?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There's a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. We need to make it clear to everyone. Okay, which one? Truth flashback. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, so this is like where you like absorb a bullet or something. Okay, we got it. Gonna go out on a limb and guess that is not gonna be useful.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You wish you'd taken me with you.
I think Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction there. I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body.
What?
Shoot!
Need to think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
So, you said Byakuya was acting
Is it the other way around? I shoot this at the thing he says.
acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, that's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro.
No, that's wrong!
How would you know before?
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
Yeah, you really just outed yourself as you saying you know who was killed before you saw the crime scene.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Yeah, so it sounds like you're screwed.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. Got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Library desk lamp, Celeste account, disappearing stain.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors.
Whoops, I didn't mean to shoot.
Shoot! What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Oh, dang it, that's the right one.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
You're full of shit, Byakuya. Proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope. I guess it's possible, but first item she had been bound with was used like rope, but was it actually a rope? No, it was this thing.
You want me to explain when I want to kill? And I use those same scissors.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. You had seen it before.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
So this is why, like, this picture, when we first find Byakuya in the library, is so clever, because, like, the extension cord is right there in the bottom right, but you barely even notice it's in the frame, since it's in the exact opposite corner of the main focal point, which is his face and him holding the book. Like, I realized that earlier in this chapter, since I've played this game before, I was like, this game is too good.
And the
This
same extension cord that
stuff
was in
is
the
so
library
good.
all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Yeah. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
Byakuya's the killer, guys.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
Come on, Makoto. Do we really need to, man?
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
He freaking confessed to it. Let's vote him. Everybody vote for him, guys.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now, there's something in there that concerns me.
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
What the heck?
She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
That's what he meant.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. Just need to focus on those things that got switched. It was the carpet. Oh, I guess that's what got switched. It sounded like the carpet got switched also though, because Sakura's coffee was in the boys' locker room. Yeah. But I think this is the part that I think the carpet and the poster did or something. I don't know.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
And why would the boys' locker room have a poster like that? Like, I mean, I know I know this game is just like weird, but that's just like weird.
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
Exactly.
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Yeah, I knew these go hand in hand.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Yeah, seriously.
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Yeah, why would she have been in there?
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Yeah, well, didn't we find a bunch of those extra e-handbooks? A broken e-handbook or whatever?
Is it really possible?
Yes.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Theoretically, if Chihiro was able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. That's if she was able to use it.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro
This thing is freaking broken, bro.
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
There we go.
No, it's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's
Oh yeah, because it got hit by all the baseballs.
Why not?
because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
Yeah, I guess so, huh? Yeah, I guess it'd be pretty impossible.
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Yeah, and how nonchalantly you're speaking during a freaking class trial. The hippie guy and the Byakuya guy.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Oh yeah, I forgot the bear was here.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Yep, we're all voting Byakuya. Alright, we just passed that 1 hour mark, and I gotta use the bathroom real quick, guys. So yeah, super quick break here. It's 1 or 2 minutes, and then we shall resume this class trial. BRP. Alright, yeah, let's get back in here and see. I don't know why I took a break since we're at the very end. I guess we all gotta follow what the leader says. If he's voting Byakuya, we all must fall in line. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Kyoko Kirigiri, we need you to be the right-hand man because Byakuya's gone haywire. He has some harebrained scheme that is behind his strange attitude.
I agree with you though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Are you aware of the line of thinking that Kyoko is currently on, Monokuma?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was... what do you know? The crime scene.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
Seriously, call her Missy. Come on, bro.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Yeah, the psychic guy has a lot of religious grounds and doctrines that are a part of his honor.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Okay, you're totally messed up. Can we get you to transform back to the other one or something?
That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... what? This is... what is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy!
Ah, I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
You're joking, right?
What?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Chihiro was a guy.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Yo, Takobi Rabbit, what's up? Twitch is being real dumb. Wouldn't load your stream. Had to refresh like 5 times and open a new browser window. Yeah, there have been some speculations that I'm in a black hole or something, but I'm glad you got sucked into this stream to come see the entertainment. Yeah, thanks again to Kobe Rabbit for coming here, especially since you had the refresh and stuff. I'm really glad you can make it. And yeah, we're a good bit of the way through the second class trial. Gotta find out who done it. Yeah, for real. And I mentioned this before, like on one of the previous episodes of this playthrough, but this class trial was like the moment I switched from like my first time casually playing through this game to like being like very fascinated and awestruck, and sort of that was when I became a fan of this series due to the upcoming events during this class trial that will take place during this stream. So yeah, it's some crazy stuff, crazy plot, and everything that contributes to that. But yeah, so Kyoko, that's what she wanted to show everyone, that she had discovered Chihiro is a guy.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
And find out who done it. Whenever Monokuma says that word in this game, it always sounds so weird. It's one of the funniest like voice lines, low-key.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
I think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
Because those ones were not broken, unlike Leon's.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Yeah, Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collected, who thinks he's vastly superior to every other human in every way. You're still on the chopping block.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
Yeah, for once this guy is actually spitting some facts. It's like the only time in the whole game.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Hold on, so you're telling me this guy right here found a different looking crime scene and he completely tampered with and tainted the crime scene in order to alter it and hang up this dead body in the style of a Genocide Jack crime scene? Okay, boy, what the heck is wrong with you, son? Like,
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
bro.
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
Why did you ruin the crime scene? Make it harder for us all to figure out who actually did it then, if what you're saying is true.
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
We need to be thorough, guys. All our lives are freaking on the line.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer is Genocide Jack. Yeah, that girl is freaking nuts, dude. Nah, I mean... yeah. Crime took place in the boys' locker room. And like Kyoko said, the boys could get in the girls' locker room with Junko or Sayaka's handbook, but a girl could not have got in the boys' locker room anyway. Or so it seems.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Library stayed Celeste account. Alright, what is Celeste account?
Isn't there?
On the night of the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. Oh yeah, this is when Celeste was in the warehouse and Chihiro was like, yeah, I have a duffel bag and I'm about to go work out. And Celeste had not told anyone about it other than Monokuma. I mean, maybe we shoot that with it.
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
Wow.
It's all over.
Might have been it.
You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Okay, that's the one we shoot.
Turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
No! Not game over!
Not game over. I almost got a high score.
Isn't there a single clue? Well,
did nobody get... I'm sure someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the...
No, it's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes, I did see him.
Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Wow. Yeah, that's a funny way to put it.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag.
So her hair is blue. It sometimes looks really black though.
And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
Track jacket in a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
The jacket and the duffel bag?
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Why? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow, it's really hard to believe.
First First of all,
a
we know
lot.
where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
Yeah, I heard him. Are you saying there's something off about what someone just said? Yeah, there
First
is.
of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
Saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
Mondo,
What are you? You just...
you done fucked up.
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's the only possibility!
Cherry?
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
It would appear you dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Yeah, I remember noticing that as well, actually.
You can notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you? Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah! He would never do something like that! This is a false accusation!
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
What the heck are you talking about?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, no. Now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Found it on the ground, right? Then it must belong to... Chihiro?
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbook break? There's only one possible explanation. This?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high-temperature temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
High temperatures, huh?
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
The culprit knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa! Seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Yeah, he knows what I'm about to say. They had brought their handbook into the sauna. Really, it could only have been one person. When the two bros did the sauna challenge, only one of them was fully clothed. And it was this one. Damn, son.
Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why?
Mondo.
Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember?
Yeah, that was
Before
the time.
contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
Yeah, I forgot about this part of it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Oh man. Okay, what is Swimmer Girl's account? Chihiro seems to have consciously kept her distance from other girls at the school even from the beginning. Meanwhile, it had been noticed that she got along remarkably well with her male classmates. Got it.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Even I don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone. I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Dang it. The hell are you talking about? Just shut up, you little bitch.
Shoot. Let's test Makoto's assertion.
Third reader.
If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo, then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
Shoot! Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Oops.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my
It's
goddamn
sort of
handbook works just fine.
unsure of exactly
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all!
exactly what to do on this part. I'm pretty sure we'll shoot what Mondo said.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Shoot!
A contradiction somewhere.
Makoto's assertion. If
In the
what
broken
he says
handbook.
Is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
Like maybe
In other
his
words,
handbook doesn't
if
work
Mondo's
just fine,
handbook
so that's
is
the
actually
contradiction.
broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
No, your handbook does not work just fine. We're about to expose you. About to end this
Mondo,
man's career.
The handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
So there were 3 handbooks in play.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro? Come on! Tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Closing argument time, huh? Damn, that's crazy. Alright, so, I need to use the mouse and keyboard for this part. I don't know why my controller started working differently. So, wait, Chihiro with the bag or something? Oh, this part. And then And Chihiro's on the way there, and something in the locker room. One of those or something. Wait, is it that one? Chihiro gets there and the killer is there. And then oh, this, I guess. And then he's holding it right there. I guess maybe that. And then get the poster. So, oh wait, there's one right here. So wait, and then is it like hang up the poster, I guess, or no, maybe like that. Okay, and then put the poster back up. And then this dude freaking comes along with his extension cord. Freaking crazy. Like how there's this one from the first class trial where Leon threw the dude's crystal ball at the garbage machine. Oh, so okay, so that's where he wrote it on the wall. And then at the start of Act 5, and then I don't know, I have no clue. Let's see how that goes.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Oh, great. Then we're probably gonna get a freaking game over or something. Okay, so put this one here. I don't know, I can think I would switch them around if that's it.
Here's exactly what happened. With bag in hand, Chihiro... She made her way to the locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl...
Of course.
Simple. Because she was really a he. Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him.
Oh, shoot. Oh my god, I have to do the whole thing over. Okay, yeah, game over, try
I
again.
refuse to give up yet.
Okay. So. This thing. Oops. Alright, this part is not the dumbbell. No wait. Okay, this part is not the dumbbell. So... I guess that's when, okay, so that's when that happens. And then this part, he's rolling up the carpet. Wait. And then I don't know, I feel like this would go somewhere. Okay, and then this can be hanging the poster back up. Okay, and then Byakuya comes along and he has his extension cord. Write some words down. Take this, and then I still don't know what the last one is, really, but okay. We'll see how far that gets us. And we can skip this part because we already just saw it.
Last night at the time. That's... with Baggin... She made... But how could the... Simple. Because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. It seems likely that the and attacked him.
Okay.
And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster.
Okay, which one goes here? Okay, oh no, it's this one. 'Cause that's where they went to, okay.
Here's exactly what happened. Which is why the killer then removed... and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. they changed the layout of the boys and girls locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Come on, Byakuya.
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
Alright, so I guess Byakuya left, but like... That's like, looks the same as that. That's kind of why it's throwing me off. So then maybe that one goes there. No, wait, I feel like that one was used earlier too. I don't even know what this is, so let's stick with that for now.
Killer is you!
Okay. Which other one of these could it even be? Like, oops. Like, unless it's gonna be this one goes right here. Like, I mean...
Here's exactly what
something like that? Okay. Oh, I thought that was the locker room for some reason. Is the sauna room though?
Killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Arata?
Damn, Mondo.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Who is Mondo as the killer? That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his and everything will become clear. Fever time and Nega time? During a bullet time battle, if you press this. Oh, okay.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote! I refute you!
Oh god.
You're corrupt! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! Show me some evidence! You're wrong!
Can the tempo like stop changing for like 1 second? Sure.
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
Why else would he have Leon's handbook?
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Tempo change has to be messing with you a lot. Yeah, it was just like fluctuating like after only a couple notes. Like I get why if you miss a few they slow it down. But it's like, bro, I was trying to get adjusted there. I like the song that plays during that part. Just the music in this game is so on point. I feel like if anything they could have added more rhythm games to the vast array of mini games that come up during the trials. We can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Once we do that, we'll...
You don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
Mondo, how could you? Another one of our classmates thought was a friend, turned out to be a killer. Yeah, that's just how it goes in this game. Nice.
Bro, what are you saying?
What are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss the angry character screaming out tons of unexpected profanity, which I read some of those voice lines for. And we're back to the part where I read, because the voice line part is over and all that. And we still have some stuff to uncover about this case, believe it or not. Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The Blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was Mondo Owada. In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Oh, why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the B button to fast forward the text. Just start freaking mashing that thing like you're playing a Mario Party minigame where you have to hit all the balls of one of those pokies and then they kind of fly away and then you... Yeah. No, we're gonna actually read it. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets, which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
what?
And yet,
I'm sorry.
I don't really want to talk about it right now.
But...
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. So is what Chihiro said right after the notes with the secrets on them had been handed out. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yep, it sure was. The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep the secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That seems like a Monokuma line, not a Chihiro line. That's weird. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro. Huh? Did what he did? You mean, that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But...
How does moving the body keep his secret?
Because...
If everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so he tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook. See? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he'd made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed. Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you... Because no matter what I did, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed. The bro code. Yeah, even after Mondo did what he did, he was still honoring the bro code, and he had his broness, his bro situation with Ishimaru or Kiyotaka. I usually call him by the first name. It really was the bro code. And speaking of the bro code, it's also about what they're about to talk about. Yeah, so all those embarrassing memories and secrets that was on the cards.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something you didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone. It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times must I repeat myself? To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Look at all of this folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on this subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. What is this, Naruto or something? Mondo is the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang, and his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, his brother's greatness, his reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why...
I just...
I gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me put together. It's, a promise between men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident, and as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. And yet, as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. Strong bad. Yeah, he is kind of like strong bad, honestly. With his tone and his strong, strong, strong. I'm gonna stay in the sauna for 6 hours straight and beat my new bro. I forgot that part was tied to the case. That was cool detail to rediscover. And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, it all would have been for nothing. So that's why... That's why I... Mondo... After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I'd never felt anything like it before. I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
'Cause, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrapped myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. Yeah, I guess we can allow this message. Mondo can go to hell. What a piece of shit. He was so misguided. Yeah, that's ironic to say that too, because one of his voice lines is, piece of shit! Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. Lol. His words were like a knife in my gut. There are so many voice lines in this game that always stay with me, and that is definitely one of them. So Mondo saying Chihiro's words like a knife in his gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I'd been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us. Yeah, you gotta be a piece of shit to kill this guy, honestly. Or just to kill anyone, but especially someone like that, I guess. Or something, I don't know. This game's weird.
You piece of...
Oh, we almost said it. So, what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret? Huh. Huh? You almost said the thing. Yeah. I was jealous. What the heck is this feeling of jealousy? Piece of shit. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I've never had. So I was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You are really strong, Mondo. Felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed, and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I just really admire you. I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch!
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Jeez, he broke hard. Yeah, like, I just feel like this is such a unique and, like, such a contemporary story of the strong, badass motherfucker man who, like, becomes jealous of a boy who's so feminine that he just becomes like a girl, sort of, but not like in a transgender way. It's just like being a really effeminate boy, dare I say it, femboy, basically, for lack of a better word. It's just a visual novel, it's just a game, it's just a story, it's just fictional characters. We understand all of that, but like, that's just, to me, a really powerful narrative. Hey.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro.
It is.
Even after all this
Yeah.
time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been.
Yeah, I still find the fact that this Danganronpa trilogy exists to be pretty like surreal and yeah, there are a lot more great visual novel stories to be told, especially ones from Japan. Shout outs to this whole team of people who made these 3 games. It reminds me of Kuwabara from Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, honestly, I can definitely see that. I bet there's maybe even some reference to that or inspiration, because the series references like so many different animes and mangas. It's wild. A lot of the references are really sly, like they're just like a wink nudge reference to like people playing this game who have consumed like huge amounts of those type of stories. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been.
And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
If you know, you know. Yeah, exactly. Mondo. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him. You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch. Go ahead, say that again, I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say, but unfortunately I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
Kid me.
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The Blacken that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Awada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I said wait.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Damn. Monokuma's got the little blonde Mondo hair. That really is Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, there's only a few of these I remember because of how messed up they are, and this is definitely one of them. Wow. Yeah, this punishment time part of this game. This game just has like so many different weird things. Why does that have to be pancakes? Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. What is this, Monokuma wisdom? It can't be my brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just let it happen. Hey, what was your name again? Genocide Jill? Hey, how do you be that way? I would like to join you. Makoto Naegi, my other side is going to be called Big Mac. Alright, I think that's enough comedy relief. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to... Yeah, of course this guy has something to say. The guy who freaking... like... took a crime scene and messed around with it. Like, you're lucky we didn't accidentally vote you as the freaking guy who freaking hung up Chihiro. You're just so messed up, dude. And that's all you had to say. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. Byakuya.
What is this?
You're completely insane, you know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response, except that...
However...
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime?
What?
Why? Isn't it obvious? Because it made things more interesting. His voice was calm and motionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please continue. The night grew late and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse. You mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea that I'd seen him.
Well...
So, you're saying you knew the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. Thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene? But damn, man. Alright, we're almost at the end here, but I've got to take another quick break real quick, guys. So allow me one moment, then we shall resume. BRB. Okay, yeah. Where to put that thing? Here we go. Let's get back on there. Okay, damn, man. If we hadn't figured out who'd really done it, he would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. And you're assuming we would have just all believed you because of your arrogance. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did, and I was able to perform an interesting experiment.
Interesting.
Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for. Wait, hold up. Once I do decide to become blackened, you're really just gonna say that, like, to all of us, right after we had to watch another one of our friends die? It's like, once I decide to kill one of you, I'm gonna, make sure I really watch out for the main character in this game, so I can completely dupe him and lead you guys all to your demise while I escape from this school. It's like, come on, bro. Like, how messed up can you even freaking be, dude?
Correct.
So that was your reason. Are you satisfied?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next. You like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? My question is, why? Do you like them? But this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating. I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean? Mean? Mean. Mean.
What the heck?
Mean. Good grief, I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing. Whatever, it doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh, how exciting!
Ah, the noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. Hoo, I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
That's enough.
Shut up. I would never stoop to the level of a childish criminal like you. Let me just say this. After I have achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up!
Oh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you. I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you. Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap. Monokuma's laughter pealed across the courtroom, and the curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair.
Anyway, like I was saying...
Oh my god. So why exactly are they being forced to play this deadly game? Exactly. Exactly. Now you've been drawn in and you're wondering the right questions. So basically at the beginning, this is what I can say to answer that. Stuff we've already learned. Yep. It's like at the beginning they all thought they were going to be regular students in this elite school. But then they all woke up and it's like, where the freaking heck are we? And instead of having a regular school year like they thought, they were just all trapped inside here. And Monokuma is like, yeah, if you want to get out of here, you have to kill someone and get away with the crime for free. But to answer this, why exactly are they being forced to? It is Monokuma's will. And that's pretty much all we know so far. But yeah, here's something else. I didn't know we learned this part now too.
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
Yeah, there's always like a really, it kind of grows throughout the game, but like this subplot of like, what is Monokuma, who made him, and what the heck got this whole situation started. Like they, it's really built up well throughout the whole game, I guess, and like I said, it gets, the focus is increased more in the late game.
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part.
So he made someone part of the group, and they couldn't play their part.
You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now, so just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Who is it? The 16th high school student, I mean.
My, you really took me by surprise there.
So we don't know who's talking to him. He said that he went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group. So supposedly he's talking to someone who's part of the group, and the person who's part of the group says who is the 16th high school student, which we started the game with 15, so that doesn't really make sense.
I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied, because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
Weird conversation indeed. Obviously it implies some foreshadowing, I feel. But yeah, already 1/3 of the cast is gone. We're down to 10. Damn, son. Alright, well guys, I have to work tomorrow and wake up early tomorrow and all that, so... I guess we'll skip ahead for this part.
I shouldn't cry, but I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here anytime soon.
See ya, thanks for another great stream. Oh yeah, sure thing. Yeah, I'm only gonna click here till I get to a good stopping saving point for a few more minutes.
I can't let myself think about how much I want to get out of here. If I keep thinking like that, I might decide to.
This is probably how the uptight guy is right now too, just laying in bed, contemplating his life, wondering where his motorcycle bro went wrong. Donuts. But yeah, thanks again to Kobe Rabbit for chilling here and Empress Fordola. I appreciate you guys. Don't know if she's also still here, but appreciate the live viewers, any amount and stuff. It means so much to me, and yeah, this series means a lot to me, so I'm glad some of the viewer homies have been entertained as well. Need to use some donuts, that'll cheer me up. Alright, now she's dressed. Alright, now we'll save the game. Didn't really want to start with that as my next part. Yeah, this game, there's just like any visual novels and anime, there's some stuff that I'm feel kind of weird or cringe about, honestly, but it just comes with the territory. It feels like it's a barrier of entry to keep people from digesting the story, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's all I can really make of it, but there's a lot that I don't understand about media from Japan, and that's part of why I'm so interested in it, I guess, too. But yeah, definitely heart emote, and also Twitch Unity. And yeah, like I said earlier, this chapter and the ending was really what got me interested in the stories and the storytelling and the character development of Danganronpa, because like, just I feel that Chihiro and Mondo's stories were just like both so perfectly built up to this climax and conclusion for both of their stories, so to speak. I mean, there's always a possibility to learn more about characters after they've been killed in this game and whatever, but yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream, guys. So starting chapter 3 next time, we'll find out if I don't know, I gotta check how you pronounce that, I totally forget, but we'll see if Swimmer Girl gets her donuts, and we'll see how the serious guy is holding up and all that stuff next time we continue on chapter 3 here. And I'll also be playing more Town of Salem 2, Street Fighter, and other games in the near future, so I hope you guys will be looking forward to that. But yeah, I could do another stream tonight, really, but I'm trying to get sleep a little bit early since I have to work tomorrow, so that's going to be it for me, guys. But yeah, thanks again for the support, everyone. Super appreciate it, y'all. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.